Hello. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to test the long-time functions of a breaker. First, you'll want to set your trip value. In my case, I'm testing a 350 amp breaker, so I'll input that as my setting. Now we're focusing on the long-time function for this video. So I've set my 350 amp breaker. Next, I'll navigate over to the long time icon at the top of the screen. This takes me to the long time pickup settings. The 350 here is just to match the nameplate value, but it doesn't affect the test settings directly. Since we're focusing on basic long time settings, the first test most people do is for the long time pickup. I'll go to a phase long time pickup and hit play. One thing to note is that my system is currently in series mode, so I'll tell the system that by selecting the series mode option. That's the only adjustment I need to make. Now I'll hit play. The system will start by finding the current. It'll reach about 80% of the 350 amps. Then begin ramping up the current. There are two ways to test the long time pickup. The first way is similar to a relay test. When I see the pickup light illuminate on the breaker, I'll hit the simulate button. This will start ramp the current down. You'll see the system ramping down as I hit simulate. When the light goes off, I'll hit simulate again. This causes the current to start ramping up again but slower. When the light came on again, hit the simulate a final time, and it will record the value at that point. That's one way to do it. The other allows the user to ramp up and down manually. Press play, and once the arrows appear, you can use the arrow keys on the screen or my keyboard to adjust the current. I can bump up or down until you feel you are at the proper pickup. Once I'm satisfied with the current level, I hit simulate and it will record the last value. After finding the pickup, the next test most people run is testing at 300%, 500%, or whatever value you prefer. The default is 300%, so I'll go with that. I'll hit play. The system will start by finding 80% of the current. It'll then wait 2 seconds for everything to cool before beginning the test. You can adjust this waiting period, but the process will stay the same. Ramp up, wait 2 seconds, and then the test will begin. Right now, the system is finding the 1050 amps. It's waiting for the 2-second period. Then it will start the test. The system will run until the breaker trips. I'll let the breaker trip on its own, which might take a minute or two. For smaller breakers, it could take 60 to 80 seconds. I'll go ahead and hit simulate to fast forward this process for now. Once the breaker trips, you can record the time it took for the trip. If you're using the datasheet, you can set the minimum and maximum time range for the breaker to trip. For example, you might set the time range to be between 20 and 60 seconds. If the breaker trips within that time frame, it will be marked as valid. If it takes longer or shorter than expected, the system will flag it as out of spec. That's how you test the long time function. Simple and effective. With that, I'll wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.